This is a story of a war in Ark. It all starts when this happened. I was walking down the beach and I see this guy at his base with a bunch of dinosaurs. I decide to say hello. But he ignores me. He didn't see me the first time. So I waved to him. He still didn't hear me. I go up to him and I crouch in front of him as a sign of peace. He seems friendly enough. He pulls his bow out just in case I do something. But instead, he kills me on the spot and takes all my stuff, which I didn't have very much at all of. And this is how the war started. Most of the war he was offline, but that doesn't matter. I ended up going through and I waited 50 seconds just to respawn. And I started to plan an attack in my head. I would need to make a long neck rifle, which I would be able to snipe him and his dinosaurs from afar. But it wasn't going to be as simple as I thought it would. I started harvesting materials to make a workbench or a smithy, and to level up so I could make the guns. I realized I wasn't high enough level and I wasn't going to be for a while, so I decided to die and respawn somewhere else to finish a note run that I had failed because I got killed by an alpha raptor when I first attempted it. We spawn at West Zone 2. We're very close to where we need to be. We run through the wilderness trying to find a way to get on top of the cliff, which is where our first note is. We finally get up there. We have to peek off the edge to find where the note is. It's right down there. We drop down, collect the note, and then this happens. I'll just let you watch. I die. I jump off a cliff and land on a rock. So we just respawn and continue. Right after looting this item catch. Sadly, it was nothing but charcoal. We run through the forest and we find the note. This is all we need to make the gun. I come back and take a look at his base. He's dumb enough to leave his door open for anyone to come inside. I start looking around, looting. I found 30-something iron ingots that I bring back to my base. I come back later when it's raining, just to check, and he still has his door open. I loot the smithy for 71 iron and leave. Making sure to stay as far away from the beach as I can. I now have enough iron to make the gun and some ammo for it, but I will need a little bit more, which I should have in my furnace. I make a smithy, put all the necessary things in it. I make the gun, and we're here now. I'm just coming over here. He has no idea what I'm planning yet, but he decides to let me live a little bit. At least that's what I think. I walk away just to make some distance, but he chases me and shoots me. and mercilessly kills me again. I knock on his door just to see if he'll be friendly this time. Once again, he mercilessly kills me and gives me swamp fever, and a curable disease, but is very hard to cure. I then shoot his Triceratops to lead it away from his own base. I eventually get it stuck on a thatch hut. I then kill his Parasaur because he has it on passive. I shoot it multiple times in the head with my bow and arrow, but then I run out of arrows, so I have to go resort to punching it. It eventually dies, and that was the first casualty of the war. I then try to snipe at his dinosaurs, but the sun's glint off the water is too bright for me to see, so I'm forced to drop down and go down to their level. I'm slowly walking over there, as I'm crippled, because I've taken too much damage. I eventually start to shoot the dinosaurs with my crossbow, just to make sure that my hits will connect. But it turns out, for some reason, my hits will not do any damage. I try stabbing the tail, which did something. I end up start doing this. It does do damage, but it doesn't do enough. I try to jump and stab it multiple times. It doesn't work very well. Stabbing its tail does stuff, but not enough damage. It's level 236. I try sniping it. It still doesn't do enough. I start shooting the turtle, hoping that it doesn't have too much health, but it does. My first attack did not work. I then plan a second attack, but I find this base first, which has awful planning. They have a mix of ceilings and foundations on the floor for their floor. But look at this one. It's diagonal. How do you mess up that bad when building a base? I decide to leave because I hate how it looks. It's way too big for the size of it, for what it is. There's no reason a base should be that big, unless you're like endgame. But they only had a smithy and a furnace. So I run down here and drop down to the place that I need to be to start shooting. All I have is a bow and spears and some food. I line up my bow and I start shooting 50 arrows into the Parasaur. Sadly, it was not enough, so I had to resort to my 5 spears. So I try to line up the spears. I accidentally hit the turtle about 3 times before getting the right angle on the Parasaur. I then give up and look around. There's 2 copies that started attacking me, so I shove them off the cliff, hoping that they die. But of course they don't, because for some reason dinosaurs don't take fall damage in this game. I then go down and knock on his door again, seeing if he's awake. The compies come after me again. I'm forced to run, but for some reason I'm an idiot and I turn back around and I try to fight them again. And I die. As expected. I then go back and the next day, and I find that he has a pterodactyl. I try to knock on his door to see if he's online, but he isn't. I then punch his turtle a little bit, and nothing happens. I then punch his pterodon, which I didn't expect to be on neutral. So I jump in the water and attempt to see if the same glitch works as it used to, which it does. It flies off and it goes straight up, never to be seen again. Now this is the sad part. I go out for a metal run on a raft. I come back to this. My base destroyed. And that is the end of this. I started a new journey on Ragnarok. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos on art.